there, my name is Janelle. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be doing my April TBR, going through the books that I hope to read in April. I do feel that this is a fairly ambitious TBR for myself this month. One of my best friends is coming over at the end of the month, well, mid-month, for a few weeks, and I doubt there's going to be much reading happening while she is over. So chances are I probably may not get through all of these, but you know what? Why not talk about them anyway? So they're no particular order, they're just stacked, so we'll go through them as we do. The first one is The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. I have actually started this one. I started it last night. I couldn't help myself. So I definitely think this is one that I will get read this month. This is the last of Emily's books I own. There are others in her backlist I don't have yet, but I kept putting this one off due to the fact I didn't want to run out of work by her. Though I've read Station 11 and Sea of Tranquility, which is actually after this one. I read them out of order a bit, but I've heard that they are interlinked, and I'm very curious to find out how. So I will read you the first sentence of the book. I think that's like an interesting way to do it. So, Chapter 1, Vincent in the Ocean, December 2018. 1. Begin at the end. Plummeting down the side of the ship in the storm's wild darkness. Breath gone with the shock of falling, my camera flying away through the rain. I just took a glance at it last night. Next thing I knew, I was actively reading it. Now, I am going to switch the order a bit. The next book is one I have been reading for a while now, and I would like to finish. I'm not that far into it, but I got it, I think, around 4 years ago. Started it a bit, couldn't really get into it, and I restarted it just in March there, I believe, and that is Salt on Your Tongue by Charlotte Runcie. And I am also listening to it on audiobook, which is really, really enjoyable. So it's nonfiction, it's women and the sea. So it is the author's experiences with the sea and with water, as well as history surrounding and folklore surrounding the water. So I am quite enjoying it. Like I said, the audiobook is fantastic. So I'm really enjoying like listening along while I'm reading. Quite often I've been going and like sitting outside while it's raining under cover and just listening to it, and it's very, very peaceful. But I do want to finish it. I've been reading more nonfiction this year than I have in years previous, which is fantastic. But I kind of want to try to keep it to more or less one at a time so that I don't start prioritizing one over the other and going that route. So if I finish Salt on Your Tongue, I would like to move on to Where the Falcon Flies by Adam Schultz. A 3,400 kilometer odyssey from my doorstep to the Arctic. I'll read the first sentence of that and then go back and do that with Salt on Your Tongue since I forgot. So, let's see. So starting at the preface. I was clinging to the side of a mountain, edging along a steep cliff of the sort it's unwise to fall off. I'm just so excited for that book. I'm thinking about it daily. Salt on Your Tongue, the first sentence of this one. Let's see. It starts with... let's start with... There's like a little poem or story before each chapter, or before each section, but we'll start at the chapter itself. The sea begins with the stars. And it is titled The Northern Star. See, it says about this goddess, I believe, in the story before the chapter. I don't know how to pronounce her name, though, but it looks like Alcyone. Alcyone throws herself into the sea and drowns. So it is beautifully descriptive. Very, very, very varied in what all it focuses on, which I've really been enjoying. Then I would like to read And Then She Fell by Alicia Elliott. This is longlisted on the Women's Prize for Fiction. Out of all of the books, this is probably the one I wouldn't get to. I would still really like to, but I don't know if I will be in the mood for it, but I would like to read it before the shortlist is announced, which is on the 24th of April, I believe. So starting at the prologue, which is titled Around the River Bend Mostly. Alice never seemed to hear the microwave beeping, not even when she was 3 feet away from it, feet propped on the kitchen table as she painted her toenails neon green. I do really like that. Maybe I will get to that one. I'd like to. Then another one I would like to finish is The Mercies by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. I have had this one on the go for a while, just on audiobook. I've been listening to it, and I've been really enjoying itself. I've been really enjoying myself while listening to it. I don't think it would take much for me to finish it. And one of my goals this year is to really whittle down the currently reading and not let it build up and have just too much on the go. So that's every month I'm kind of looking at that currently reading list and selecting kind of the direction I want to whittle it down in first. Last night, Marin dreamt a whale beached itself on the rocks outside her house. Yeah, I really, really like it. And having the audiobook as an option has been fantastic because this is a very like matte, grippy cover, not floppy. It's not a format like this I enjoy reading physically. The paperback of The Glass Hotel, like that has that matte feel as well, but it's very floppy. It has deckled edges, so it's very pleasing to read, but the overall formatting of this I don't find comfortable at all. So having the audiobook I think is making me pick it up more than I would be if I was just going physical with it. Then I would like to finish Seamus Heaney's 100 Poems. I started this months ago. I've just been dipping in and out of it, but I've kind of learned I don't think Seamus Heaney's the poet for me. I'm not disliking it, and there are moments that I'm finding it beautiful, but it's not really moving me. It's not really impacting me, and I don't like with poetry to have to like dig really deep to find the deeper meaning. I kind of prefer it a little bit more simplistic, I suppose. So it's been a while. I'm about halfway through it now, but I'd like to pick it up more consistently and just finish it because I have other things that I would like to start along similar threads. And again, I don't want to have too much on the go. It's going to be quite the month of finishing things I have begun. And then something I intend to continue reading, though I don't have plans to finish it, is The Lost Spells, written by Robert Macfarlane, illustrated by Jackie Morris. So this is the follow-up to The Lost Words, which I don't yet have, but cannot wait to someday. And for my birthday from my husband, he got me this one, and I've been reading a little bit of it to us most nights since my birthday, and we've been loving it. It's very poetic and gorgeous, and it says on the back, "This is a book of spells to be spoken aloud. Here you will find conjurings and charms, spells that protect and spells that protest, tongue twisters, blessings, lullabies, and psalms." It focuses on nature and on animals. It is gorgeous. The illustrations are amazing. I looked online to see if I could find any prints of the illustrations, and I could find signed originals, which are very much so out of my budget, but hopefully sometime be able to get just standard prints would be fantastic. Let me see here. I don't know even if like reading a first page is that applicable. We're halfway through, which actually I think is amazing. We're halfway through, so we're at the Heartwood, which has been quite the focus this year because I also read Greenwood by Michael Christie, and at the center of that book it's the Heartwood because the story is formulated like a tree cookie. Last night we read the Barn Owl as well as the Snow Hare, which was just gorgeous. Like look at these. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful illustrations. We read one on the oak, and I love that before each poem, shall we say, there's a big illustration showing what you're about to be reading about. I quite liked the Jackdaw. That one, reading that out loud was just so satisfying. Look at that. I think that was for Gorse. Yeah, that was for Gorse, but it has a hare, has a rabbit and some birds. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. So, to be fair, we got halfway through it in a matter of about 2 weeks, because there's lots of illustrations, and there's nights as well where I don't stop at one poem, we just keep going, and this is the kind of thing I just love. It's simple, but it's beautiful in its simplicity, and it's just gorgeous. It just takes it strips it back, and it's a beautiful, beautiful book. The hardback has looks like potentially some moth wings on it, and I think it's stunning. So I'm very much so looking forward to continuing with this. I found out there's some music out, so I want to listen to that. The Lost Spell Songs might be called. So I intend to listen to that a lot this month, and then at some point in time get my hands on the Lost Words, because I want it very badly. So yeah, those are the books that I am going to be reading in April, or I hope to finish or continue on with, however that may pan out. And yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you're planning on reading in April, if you had a good reading month in March, and if you've read any of the books that I have mentioned. And thank you again so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. Take care. Bye-bye.